Hello everyone, this is John Braun with Hitman Advertising. Tonight we're doing a special webinar in conjunction with Truck Mount Forums. We're doing this particularly on AdWords, the top 10 pitfalls with Google AdWords. We're going to be giving you a handout in just a couple minutes so that you can kind of follow along with what I'm going to be talking about. This is based on an article that I just wrote for Clean Informer magazine. And what I really wanted to do is take it one step further, and instead of just giving you an article, actually show you step by step what the heck I meant by some of these things in the article. Now, of course, in the article, you probably could tell if you've done AdWords at all, but some of it you might be scratching your head about and wondering about. So I want to show you a little bit more about what I mean and what really, and show you what goes on with some of these pitfalls that you can fall into. So we're also going to be giving away two prizes that are each worth $147. Two different people are going to get those prizes. So stay tuned for that. You need to be on the webinar. I haven't totally decided, but I think you need to be on the webinar to actually win the prize. But we're going to be giving away two of those coming up in just a little bit. So that's a really good thing. First, a little bit about who I am. I own a cleaning company, believe it or not. Some guys that do help cleaning companies market their business don't actually own a cleaning company. Not that that's good or bad. It's just that, it's sometimes for me, I feel like it helps that I do, because of the fact that, I've got my hands on a cleaning company. I test this kind of stuff out in my own cleaning company. I'm not just telling you this because I heard about it somewhere. I actually do this type of stuff to get business and to make a profit in my own cleaning company. And I own my company in Pensacola, Florida. And I actually started my cleaning business while I was in college, majoring in advertising. And basically, I wanted to start a business and practice advertising. That's why I started my cleaning business. That's kind of weird, but that's honestly why I started my cleaning business. To practice advertising, find out what worked, what didn't work. And then through the industry, I got to know key players in the industry like Howard Partridge, and he started seeing some of the advertising stuff that I would be doing and some of the marketing stuff that I would be doing, and he would ask me to come speak at some of his events. And actually I went to Interlink Bridging the Gap years ago and spoke at one of their events way before I ever started Hitman Advertising. And then one day it just kind of clicked to me that I needed to go ahead and start an advertising agency catered specifically for the cleaning industry, and that's what I do now in all types of advertising, not just online, but postcard marketing, newspaper advertising. Believe it or not, that still can work on some occasions, but all types of advertising. My main thing about advertising is what is working right now and what can get you guys and me the most profitable advertising return. Okay, I'm not in love with AdWords just for the sake of AdWords or for the love of Google. In some fashions, I hate Google. Okay, Google can be let's be honest, guys, Google can be very frustrating, okay? And sometimes it's a game, sometimes it's a fun game to play, but sometimes it's a bash your head in the wall kind of game to play when you're playing the game of Google. But again, my main thing with any of this stuff isn't to just say, wow, I want to do Google AdWords, but it's to get the most profitable return. Now, some of the benefits to Google AdWords, just real quick. One, you can get big returns on your investment. Now, then again, too, on the converse side, you can lose your shirt if you're not doing it right. If you do some of these pitfalls, if you fall into some of these pitfalls we're going to talk about, I know lots of guys who come to me and tell me, wow, I tried Google AdWords and it was terrible. I lost a lot of money. I personally have ran campaigns, especially when I first got started, didn't look at it, didn't have things set well, $500 down the drain, and not really even a single brand new client to show for it. So you got to be careful, and not just careful, you have to do the right things and don't do the wrong things. Super, super important. So, but you can get big returns. I know guys that, in fact, I'm going to show you a campaign in a few minutes that cost me hardly anything, and we had gotten a big return from the small amount of money that we spent on the Google AdWords campaign. But you can get huge returns for small amounts of money if you do it right. As well, the other beautiful thing I love about AdWords is it's very, very flexible. Okay, what do I mean by that? One, there's no commitment. You don't have to do it for even a month. You don't have to do it for a whole week. You can do it for a day if you want to. You don't have to devote any big amount of money. You can devote $5 if you want and do it just for one day. Again, the campaign I'm going to show you in just a minute, I think we spent $10 and got at least $400 in business for $10. Big return on money, right? So very, very flexible, which is great for like the busy season and or the slow season. Like right now, we actually just recently scaled back our Google AdWords campaign, and we, because we're so busy that we don't need it. But guess what? If right before Christmas starts and we need business coming in, boom, we need to bust it up and do a little bit more. We're about to hire another cleaner, another technician coming in. So we're going to want to be busier and busier. So we're going to be able to handle that. So we are going to probably spruce up our AdWords campaign more if needed. But if we don't need it, guess what? If we're already booked, we're going to cut it out. We're going to stop advertising. Super flexible to be able to do that. Also, too, Google AdWords is perfect for the keywords that you don't rank for. Because a lot of times I get this. Well, I don't want to do AdWords. I already do. I've already got my website ranking well, and I'm getting a lot of business from that. And that's fine. And that's great. But I guarantee you're not ranking for every single good keyword that you could be ranking for, right? Nobody ever is. So when, the other place, if for nothing else, Google AdWords can come in and fill in the blanks for some of those keywords that you don't rank well in, right? Especially some of you guys that do very niche type of services like area rug cleaning, water damage restoration, mold remediation, thermal image inspections, things like that sometimes can be hard to rank for every single combination of the keywords. AdWords is great for that. I'm going to show you some keyword lists for all of those in just a couple minutes. So that's a little bit about AdWords, a little bit about me, but let's go ahead and get right into what we're here to talk about is the top 10 pitfalls in Google AdWords. Now, let me tell you this as well. Somebody's asking, how do I ask a question? How do I do that? Some of you might not have been on a GoToWebinar before. I apologize. Sometimes I assume that everybody has. But if you have a question, you can put it into the GoToWebinar chat area. There should be a little icon that you've got on here that looks kind of like this. GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar. And when you see that, you just click on that, and there's something called... I hardly ever look at it from your standpoint, so I apologize. I don't know for sure what it is, but I think it's either chat or questions. And you type your question in there. A lot of people already have found it and typed in yes and let me know that I can be being heard. So you should be able to find that by searching on the GoToWebinar application just a quick application that you had to download to get on the webinar. So you made it, you're here, you're an internet genius. You can figure out AdWords now. It's not a big deal, right? So, all right. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go to the handout. Everybody should see a link for the handout there in your GoToWebinar chat or your GoToWebinar application. I'll also put it into the GoToWebinar chat area in case anybody just wants to go down and download it from the just directly from the web. You've got it right there too. Okay, and this is what we're going to go over, and again, we're going to go over step by step, and I'm going to show you in AdWords some of the stuff and or explain it to you in more detail. Somebody's asking about, are we going to have time for Q&A? We may, I don't know. Usually I like to keep these not more than an hour, so it really depending, I don't know. I definitely like to respond to comments as we're going along, though, but I can't guarantee that I'll have time to respond to all of them, so keep that in mind. I don't know how full of questions you guys are. Sometimes like we do these and there's 1.5 million questions. Sometimes nobody has any questions. So, but if you have a question, by all means, type it into the GoToWebinar chat area. So, okay, so let's get right into it. And again, here's the other thing too that is no joke. Every time I look into somebody's Google AdWords campaigns, I do audits very often for my members and look into their campaigns. I normally see at least $100, if not even several hundred, if not sometimes $1,000 or more in a month being wasted on Google AdWords. Not that they're trying to waste it, but just the campaign's not tight. Things are going wrong to where they're advertising to the wrong areas or with the wrong keywords, or they're just being very broad and not being niched down enough about the way that they're doing it. So the thing about AdWords to think about is you want to remember that what I always like to say is a click is a click is a click. So always keep that in mind. It doesn't matter where you're showing up in AdWords, because that's the big thing that everybody always thinks about. Let me go to Carpet Cleaning Atlanta. And just to make sure that everybody understands, what's funny is Firefox is kind of doing their browser a little bit weird right now lately, but the ads over here to the right aren't showing up for me lately. But here are the Google AdWords ads, and everybody always thinks you want to get ranked up here, which is great, and ideally maybe. But the thing is, these guys are paying more for their clicks, okay? Do we have campaigns that sometimes get us up there? Absolutely. But you know what? The big thing is this isn't our main goal. unless we just have a lot of extra money to spend in the campaign and it's a smaller city, and that's fine. But especially you guys that are in bigger cities, and especially you guys that are going after the keywords like carpet cleaning, the big, and water damage restoration, the really expensive ones, you might not always want to try to be here. In fact, for the keywords of carpet cleaning and water damage, unless you're in a smaller city, you might not want to go after these guys at all in that area. You might want to go after different keywords. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. So, okay. So that's basically, just understanding that there's a lot of things that can go wrong, making sure that you're not doing the wrong things, make sure you are doing the right things. So let's talk about pitfall number 1. Okay, and I see this all the time too. Pitfall number 1, spending too much money at the beginning of your campaign. But basically, I want to know, what kind of stuff has gone wrong, when you've done AdWords. Now, I've talked to guys before that have set up Google AdWords campaigns, and at the very beginning, they set it up to spend too much money at the beginning of the campaign. And at the beginning of the campaign is where you want to spend the least amount of money. A lot of guys do it the wrong way. They start out the campaign going, well, I want to go ahead and spend $400 so I can get a 10-to-1 return and get $4,000 in business. Bad mistake, because you don't have anything refined yet. You don't really know what that campaign is going to do. You don't know what the best keywords are. You don't know what the best amount of that you should actually be bidding for. So at first, test it out small. Monitor it all the time and test it out small. Set your budget for that particular campaign for maybe just $5 to $10 a day. At the beginning, guys, you don't need to budget for spending 20, 30, 40, $50. I've got guys that we work with that spend $100 a day on Google AdWords, at least have it budgeted for that. They might not always spend that much money. When you're first getting started, small. $5 a day is fine to test the waters and see what it's going to do, until you realize that you're actually getting clients specifically from that Google AdWords campaign. And then you want to bump it up to whatever you feel comfortable with spending. And usually, and hopefully, what you feel comfortable with spending is where you're making a profit. You don't just pull this number out of your head. Of course, you hopefully too have a budget for what your marketing is going to be, because there's a certain point where you can only handle so much work. But usually it's a combination of what your budget is for marketing, and then 2, what's profitable. At what level is it actually profitable? So, while we're going along with this too, if you've fallen into one of these pitfalls, why don't we do this? Let us know. What has been your story with falling into some of this kind of stuff? Tom's talking about, I'm about to run my first campaign, so no financial issue. Good. And again, budget it low and build up from there. Figure out what it's doing and build up from there. That's a big thing to understand from the very beginning. Pitfall number 2, putting all of your ads in one campaign. Now, when you're doing AdWords, realize that you can use several different campaigns. Okay, now what do I mean by that? When we go, let me show you inside of this Google AdWords account right here. We've got several different campaigns. Now, of course, this is for may not be the best representation of how to understand this, but in a nutshell, you'll get the idea, because it's for a few different companies. It's not even just for my own company. But here we've got 2 different campaigns for my own company, and basically, how I like to determine my Google AdWords campaign and how I set this up is basically I set it up based on my campaign being a geographical area. Okay, so in other words, my campaign is usually called a city name or an area. In this case, it's Pensacola. Okay, and in this other case here, it's Olive Road, which is the street that my shop is located on, and it's a campaign based on Olive Road. I'm only targeting people in Olive Road. In this area, I'm targeting only people in Pensacola. Now, underneath that campaign, I've actually got different ad groups. Now, my ad groups are usually called my services, okay? Why do I do it this way? Well, because in my campaign, you have a setting in your campaign to choose a geographical area. And when you choose a geographical area, you can't do more than one geographical area per campaign, right? So the best way that you can think about setting up your campaign, this is super important from the core of setting up AdWords. This is one of the biggest mistakes that I see, because guys are targeting different cities and their ads are saying different things that aren't associated with those cities. Okay, so let's dig into this and let me show you an example. Here we have a campaign for Olive Road, right? And underneath that, I've actually got 2 different ads. One is for carpet cleaning and the other one is for tile cleaning. Okay, these are ad groups. These are ad groups. Under each one of these ad groups, I've got different ads under the ad groups. Here's the keywords I'm using in those ad groups. Here are the different ads that I'm using in those ad groups. So campaign being geographical, my campaign is on Olive Road. Okay, my ad group, one is for carpet cleaning and the other one is actually for tile cleaning. Okay, different services. Now, the ad that's for carpet cleaning says carpet cleaner Olive Road. I'm targeting only people around the Olive Road area in that zip code, in that particular area that I've geographically chosen in my campaign setting. And I'm talking specifically to them. I'm calling them out and I'm saying, hey, you're in this area. And here's the thing that works for carpet cleaners, guys, and any kind of cleaning company. They would rather hire somebody that's local and near them than somebody that's far away. Okay? So I'm just that alone, I'm being very unique about choosing that person. And in this case, we give out a $25 coupon on our website for these people. Why would I want to do that? I don't usually do that in any other AdWords ads except for this ad. Why do I do that? Well, because they're close to my shop. It's cheaper for me to service those people. That's fine for me, right? So, but keep in mind the hierarchy and how this happens. My campaign is targeted on Olive Road because that's the geographical area. My ad group, and this particular one, is targeted on carpet cleaner. Then my other ad group, let's go back to the Olive Road campaign and look at my ad groups. My other ad group is for tile cleaning. And then under that tile cleaning ad group, I've got these keywords for grout cleaning, tile cleaners, etc. And my ad is for tile cleaning on Olive Road because it's under the campaign of Olive Road. Is that making sense? Okay, so let's also look over here at my other campaign that's also, click on the campaign here. This other campaign is targeting the entire city. Geographical is how you need to think about a campaign. And then underneath the entire city, I've got one for rug cleaning and one for carpet cleaning. Well, actually, that one happens to say Olive Road, but that should just be general. I think I just copied it. That's generally carpet cleaning, and it's under the all of Pensacola City campaign. So my rug cleaning ad talks about all these rug cleaning keywords, and my ad says that we're an area rug cleaning shop. And the funny thing, let me see here. It doesn't show it in this particular setting. I recently have stopped this because we got kind of so busy in the last week or two. But this ad actually did better than this ad because it was targeting the whole city and not just Olive Road. Now, in the other case, when I mentioned the address, it actually did a lot better than the other one. So this ad did better. Why? Probably because I mentioned things like Pensacola, which is the city that I'm targeting. And again, this is only targeting the people for the Pensacola campaign, for the area of Pensacola, for wool, silk, rug cleaners, experienced in all fiber types, people that have nice rugs or interested in that kind of stuff. They click on this link. And here's the other thing. Takes them directly to a page all about rug cleaning, not my main carpet cleaning page. That's another big mistake we're going to talk about in just a second, but it takes them directly to my main carpet cleaning page. Now, but this ad's done really well. Now, this campaign, I think I've only spent $10 on this campaign, and we have gotten 2 different clients for almost $500 in rug cleaning for $10. I haven't exactly figured out what the math is on that. That's a pretty darn good return on investment, right? This is a good example of a very niche down, very highly refined campaign. And we've only gotten, well, let's see, I think that's the... Yeah, we've only gotten, I changed one of the ads here, but the ad that I actually had used was very similar to this exact one right here. Same thing, I think I just changed one little word in it and it turned it into a removed ad, but it's right down here. I think we'd only got 5 clicks altogether. Out of those 5 clicks, 2 clients, nearly $500 in business, $10. Boom, you gotta love it, right? And again, how this happened and why this went on was because I had a campaign specific to my city, Pensacola. And that ad was specific to rug cleaning, all the right keywords of rug cleaning. And then the ad also talked about rug cleaning and Pensacola. That's important. It led to a page all about rug cleaning. And then it actually promised what I said I would deliver in the ad, right? That's the big thing. The other thing, too, is make sure, and this is another thing we're going to talk about in a little bit, make sure your website doesn't stink. Make sure your website can sell them once they get there. Otherwise, don't spend money on AdWords, because the big thing that I get a lot too is, hey, John, let's do some AdWords, let's do, all this stuff, and I look at their website and I go, well, instead, you might want to spend some money on sprucing up your website before you go spend $1,000 a month or $500 a month on Google AdWords, right? Good idea. So, again, what we just talked about was pitfall number 2, putting all of your ads in one campaign is a bad idea. You want to use several different campaigns and niche it down from the city. The city is the campaign, and the different service is your ad group. So that's important to think about it that way. Pitfall number 3, bidding too much per click. Now what's going to happen, and let's go ahead and look into, let's go back to all campaigns here. If you're bidding too much per click, at first you want to bid a little low, sometimes lower than what Google suggests, and then you should monitor how your ad did and then bid a little bit more later. So keep that in mind. And I'm constantly, especially the first several months, I'm constantly adjusting that type of thing. Start the cost per click low, maybe $2 to $5, depending on how big of a city that you're in. Now, the worst that can happen, you got to keep this in mind. Some people don't get this, but the worst that can happen is you just won't get any clicks. Well, that's not a big deal. You're not going to waste any money at that point, right? No biggie. I'd rather not get any clicks and not waste any money than get a whole bunch of clicks on things that I was spending too much money on. So bid real low. And then what you want to do periodically is you want to go back into your keywords. Let's go to here. Let's go to keywords. And you're going to basically look here and you're going to find out where you're ranking, what you're currently bidding at, how many clicks you got, how many impressions that you've got, and see what you're spending per click and see where your average position is. Are you getting anything off of it this way? The other thing you need to be looking at, and ideally leading your actual landing page to a specific page that only AdWords people fall on. Okay, that's kind of important if you really, once you really start getting into really tracking the ads to find out if it was that ad that actually made you any money. Just create a separate page on your website that's similar to one of your other pages about rug cleaning or tile cleaning or whatever the ad's about, but make that particular page have a specific offer on it, something in it that only those people are going to really talk about, right? And so then here, if I was coming in here to adjust this, my maximum cost per click is $5 per click. I've gotten 4 clicks and I've only paid $2.47. So this is good. Why did I only pay $2.47? Which, by the way, a lot of guys in my city are paying a lot more. This is refined. All the keywords are in harmony. The ad's in harmony. It falls on the right page, and then my page is relevant. And all of that is part of the reason. Now I only got a position of 4.4, so if I wanted to, I might boost this up a little bit and get up to to position 3 or something. But quite honestly, I'm not too concerned at this point, because I'm not really trying to actively get more cleaning jobs out of this currently, but if I was, I might boost that up just a tiny bit. Here I'm at position 5, spending $3 a click. That one I definitely might want to go in and bid up to like 4 or something like that, maybe even 5 if I was wanting to spend a little bit more. But I would adjust these according, especially if I already knew that I was getting some clients and some leads, verified leads as a result of some of these ads. Adjust your keywords, make sure that you're not bidding too much, but then bump it up gradually. Make sure that you're bidding enough to get the kind of results that you want to get. Another big mistake that I see is advertising on the display network. This is something that I've been talking about for years, and I think now a lot of guys are getting this, but at the same time it's worth mentioning because you want to make sure that you're unchecking the display network under the campaign settings when you're setting it up. And if you've already got your campaign set up, I'll also show you where that is located. Go to all campaigns and go to campaigns here. Let's click on this particular campaign and go to settings. And under networks right here, we've got options. I recommend, there are other ways to do this, but at first especially, only the Google search network. If you're on display network, that means you're going to actually show up, or any of the other, what are the other options? How do they word it now? Search partners, that means you're going to be on AOL and some of the other places. If you're on display network, you're actually going to be on other websites. And sometimes too you have to have an actual display ad, but they'll make you create one of those. But that's probably not the best bang for your buck for a cleaning company. And if you do that, make sure it's not in the same exact campaign as you have for the regular Google search. You want to have a separate campaign for that type of thing because you don't want to pay the same amount of money for a display ad as you do for a pay-per-click ad in the Google search of carpet cleaning Atlanta. Because keep in mind, 2 different animals completely here. When somebody types in carpet cleaning Atlanta, tile cleaning, Pennsylvania, whatever, they're looking specifically for a cleaning company in that city, okay? And these are about the hottest prospects that you can get your hands on because they're looking to hire a cleaning company. When you're on some of these other things like the display network and some of these other areas, these people aren't necessarily looking to hire a cleaning company. They just are on their favorite forum or some local website and they happen to see your ad. Not a bad thing if you're paying a lot less per click, but not always a good thing. Again, until you really learn AdWords, don't try that. Keep it on Google Search Network only. All right, because those are the people that are actively searching for a cleaning company. Pitfall number 5, not refining your keywords. We did touch on that just a moment ago, but you want to make sure that you're going through that list of keywords at the beginning of your campaign, probably at least every week, maybe, at least if not maybe every couple of days, using the keyword planner tool. If you don't know where that's at, just Google keyword planner tool. But use that to find some of your best keywords, and then make sure that which by the way too, I mean some of the best keywords for a carpet cleaning company are going to be keywords like carpet cleaner, carpet cleaning your city, pro carpet cleaners, carpet cleaners, carpet cleaner, carpet cleaners your city, your state abbreviation, carpet cleaning in your city. Carpet cleaning in your city and your state abbreviation, and a combination of all of these. When you put them into Google AdWords, I highly recommend that you put, probably to start off with, there's other variations that you can do for this, but probably to start out with putting quotes around it. Because that's going to, in this case, it's going to only show up for people that are searching for carpet cleaner and then something else. And if somebody does specifically search for carpet cleaner, you'll pay a less price per click. That's why you want to put all these other keywords in here like carpet cleaning, best carpet cleaning companies. If somebody puts in best carpet cleaning companies in Atlanta and I had my campaign set up around Atlanta, I would probably get a lesser price per click than if I just put in best carpet cleaning or if I just put in carpet cleaning companies. That's why you want to have more of these refined keywords inside of here. But the keyword planner tool can help you with some of that. So make sure that you're using that. And make sure that you're putting quotes, or the other thing to put around it sometimes as well, if you know it's only the keywords that you're going after, is the bracket like this. So carpet cleaning your city, like that. That could be another good, maybe even a combination of that along with the quotes would be a really good way to put your keywords inside of Google AdWords. Okay, pitfall number 6. Not including your city name in the ad. Okay, why would you want to include your city name in the ad? Well, let's go over here to Atlanta, and this is actually a local company. I think these other ones, this is too. These other ones may or may not be. How many times have you Googled something, either for cleaning equipment, chemicals, something, and you've fallen on a website that's not necessarily exactly what you're looking for? Happens a lot. So one of the ways that you can actually call them out, and again, some of this is, again, with targeted advertising, is calling them out. They search for carpet cleaning Atlanta, so what they want to find is carpet cleaning Atlanta. So what's one of the best things that you can actually put in that ad? Something about carpet cleaning Atlanta, right? And that's how the refined keyword comes into play. Again, going back to the campaign, our campaign that I had showed you guys before. Let's go back to that rug campaign. We've got campaign here, and the campaign in this case is for Pensacola, and then the ad is about rug cleaning. Okay, so the keywords for that are all about rug cleaning, area rug cleaning, Persian rug cleaning, rug washing, area rug cleaners, area rugs cleaned, sisal rug, wool rug, silk rug cleaning, professional rug cleaning, etc., etc., etc. And basically the ad talks about area rug cleaning and Pensacola, right? Very much in harmony. And here's what's even better. When they click on the ad, it leads to a page that talks about area rug cleaning and Pensacola. Harmony, harmony, harmony. Google likes it because they can tell that people are going to the page and staying longer, which gives me a little bit less price per click. They know that the keywords are correct. They know that the ad is talking about the keywords that are on my website. This is a bonus, by the way. They know that I'm targeting the right people in that particular city. They see that all this stuff is going well, and they give me a lesser price per click. But not only that, my prospect is happier. That's huge, guys. I mean, when your prospect is happier, what are they going to do? They're going to buy. Okay, and that's what you want to do. You want them to buy. So that's one way to do that right there. So keep that in mind. Again, if you guys have other questions rolling in or comments, because I want to hear from you guys, for the guys that are going to win the special free prizes that we've got here. I want to hear from you guys about some of these mistakes that you've made or some of these things that you've done. I got a couple of you with your hands raised. Let me see. We might, if we have time to answer some questions, we might get to some live questions here in just a moment. Let's see here. Okay. I think I surprised Giles. Sorry about that, Giles. He had his hand raised, but hey, that's the thing, man. You got your hand raised, and I'm liable to unmute you. So okay, Fedrai has got his hand raised. I'm going to go ahead and unmute him and see if he's got a question. Hello, did I say your name right? I don't hear. He might not have a microphone on. That's a lot of the times why I like to get the questions on the chat area more, because sometimes people are surprised because they accidentally raise their hand and/or they're trying to talk and they don't have their microphone hooked up, and it sometimes can be a lot of time wasted with that type of thing. So, okay, so if you have a question, put it into the go-to chat area. At the end, we might still have time for some live type of stuff. So, okay. Fedra is mentioning that he's made all these mistakes. Yeah, absolutely. And here's the other thing that could be even worse. And you don't have to respond to this if you don't want to, Fedra. But how much money are you wasting on some of these mistakes? Because that's my biggest thing is I love to help you guys with making more profit out of doing this. Because again, that's my big thing. Bruno is mentioning, is anybody having problems with the audio, or is it just me? Anybody else having problems with audio? Nobody else has mentioned that they have. Sometimes what that may be, Bruno, is your audio, your internet may be slowing down and speeding up, and so it might be getting caught behind. But and Steve's mentioning he's not having any problems. Roger's saying several people are saying they're not having any problems. So, Bruno, it might just be your connection. Maybe, it might just be a temporary hiccup, hopefully, though. So Federer is saying he's wasted about $400 and then he gave up. So he tried it once, $400, and gave up. That's not bad. Unfortunately, I've heard of guys spending a lot more than that. But that's still a horrible story, because I hate to hear anybody wasting money on advertising. So Giles is mentioning... He's just listening and clicking on some buttons. Okay, so good. So let's go back to, again, make sure that I'm hammering on this and having everything in harmony, making sure that your city name at bare minimum is inside of the ad. You don't always need to put the same service that you've got in the ad, but then again, I take that back. I think that you do. And almost everybody puts the service in the ad, but making sure that your city name is somewhere in that ad. Here's the thing, too, to remember about Google AdWords, guys. People search by cities. They don't search by counties. They rarely search by zip codes, but they do, just not often. Most of the time, what you got to think about is if you were broke down in your city, at your home or your office, what are you going to Google? Are you going to Google tow truck zip code or tow truck county? No, you're going to Google tow truck your city name. People are searching for cleaning companies the same exact way. So make sure that your ad has that city name inside of it when you put that ad up. It helps to reassure them that they found the right company, that they found the right ad, they found the right spot on Google to go to. And then from there, you need to sell them on your website. So the other pitfall number 7, not testing different ads. This is a big thing. You don't just go in and put in one ad and call it a day and never go back. You want to put in several different ads and test them out. Like we just showed before, in one of my campaigns, we had a situation, in fact, this one right here, where this ad actually did in the city of Pensacola. For some reason right here it has one impression, but when we were actually testing this more on a larger scale, this ad did worse than this ad did right here because of the fact that not everybody in Pensacola necessarily knows where that is. Now, whenever I'm advertising to just my local zip code, this does well when I have my address in here. How do I know this stuff? I'm not making this stuff up. I tested it, right? I tested it out, had different ads, and sometimes I'll have more than just two. Sometimes in a particular ad group, I'll have 3 or 4 or 5 different ads, testing them out, maybe more, testing them out to see which ones work better, right? So make sure that you're testing different ads, see which ones work the best and get the best response. You can easily tell that by looking at the information here and seeing which ones get the better response rate. Okay, pitfall number 8, forgetting to monitor your Google AdWords account. Again, this is something that we alluded to before, but this is a big problem because Google AdWords, especially the first few months, is not a set it and forget it type of a situation. Okay, especially in the beginning. You want to make sure that you check it every couple of days, barely at bare minimum every week. Monitor how the ad's doing regularly and see if it's getting you new clients. Quite honestly, truth be told, little story about what happened to me when I first started using AdWords, and I think it was even relatively shortly after AdWords started, maybe within the first year. I played around with it for a little bit when it first started, but then I was like, oh, forget it. And then, then I went ahead and tried it again after it had been around for maybe a year. And I set up a campaign and didn't look at it for maybe a month. Next thing you know, I look at my bill and I got a $500 bill from AdWords, right? And they're not going to give me a refund just because I didn't monitor it. I mean, they legitimately gave me the traffic, but they weren't people that I wanted to hear from. I didn't get a single job from it. It was going to a particular page for a particular thing. I knew good and well it did nothing for me, right? So make sure that you're monitoring it. That's my Google AdWords horror story, that myself I've done. After that, I vowed to make sure that I was looking at it all the time, that I was testing it, that I was doing it on a small level until I was ready to do it on a larger level. And sometimes, guys, the most profitable parts of AdWords, again, is putting in several different campaigns for several different ads for smaller niched areas and niched keywords. So if you were targeting several different areas of town, you might want to do that based on just the areas of town, or several different zip codes based on the different zip codes. Because again, like the other campaign that I had mentioned here, this is for, let's see here, for my area just on Olive Road. We've got a campaign for just Olive Road, and here are my ads targeting just people around Olive Road, located in Northeast Pensacola. Especially if you're in a particular area of town that you want to get into, this is a good type of ad to actually set up and do. So, all right, so make sure that you're monitoring it. The other thing too, and we talked about this a little bit, the landing page doesn't correspond with your ad. If your ad is about water damage, make sure the page your prospects lands on is about water damage. Very important. If your ad is about area rug cleaning, make sure the page that they land on is about area rug cleaning. If it's about carpet cleaning, make sure it's a page they land on is about carpet cleaning. I see this all the time where somebody has an ad for rug cleaning, or in this case for tile cleaning, and it lands on a page that's about carpet cleaning. Okay? Bad idea. Don't make it land on the main page unless the main page happens to be about tile cleaning, if the ad is about tile cleaning. The page actually needs to go to something that it's talking about. It all needs to be in harmony. Mistake number 10, and then we're going to get into, might have time to answer a few questions, and we're going to get into we need to hear some more of you guys' horror stories, right? So mistake number 10, spending money on AdWords when your website doesn't sell your service. I've seen pretty websites that don't sell, and even worse, I've seen ugly websites that don't sell. I'd rather see an ugly website that sells than a pretty website that doesn't sell. And even worse, I really don't want to see an ugly website that doesn't sell. So make sure your website includes sales triggers that will make your prospect pick up the phone or email you for an appointment. In a nutshell, you must convince, this is important, guys. I've studied this for a while, and I understand this pretty well. And, Trey and Truckmount Forums, they can help you with any website design stuff that you guys need to have done for revamping your website, for building a new website. But here in a nutshell, and Trey's gotten really good at this too, making sure that your website convinces your prospect that you are an active company in your city. Something in your main part of your website needs to relay the fact that you're from your city or from that area. If it's not that particular city, that area. And then secondarily, you need to let them know that they can trust you. So 2 things: letting them know that you're from that city that they're targeting, that they're actually searched for. Secondarily, letting them know that they can trust you. Everything on your landing page should be about locality and trust. Okay, so what kind of things about locality? Well, one, put big and bold your city name somewhere at the top. Maybe some pictures of different monuments of the city that you're located in. Something that maybe a pictorial, if you're in Denver, maybe a view of the mountains. Maybe with your truck in front of something that says Denver, right? If you're in Atlanta, again, something that says Atlanta. Maybe a picture, but bare minimum, the word Atlanta, somewhere there in the header, somewhere there up at the top. How can you prove trust? Testimonials, videos, pictures of you, not just clip art pictures, guys, but stuff that proves trust. Shows who you are, pictures of you, pictures of your text, pictures of your vans, things that show what picture, and think about what pictures could you show that will make your prospects believe you, believe that you're trustworthy. Testimonials, video testimonials, maybe videos of you. That type of thing. Guarantees, really spelling out your guarantee. That's another huge thing. So let's see. We got Steve has got Saif Patel has got his hand raised. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you and see if you've got a question. Hello.
Yeah, I was just going to say about setting up the geography targeting. I targeted my county once, and I got my calls from people all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So then I targeted individual cities. Like I'm from the Raleigh-Durham area, so I targeted Raleigh, Durham.
Oh, neat.
Some of the smaller cities in the area. And I just don't know what to do in terms of what to choose for the geography for a Google ad. What is the optimum way of selecting what cities and how many cities, etc.?
Good. Yeah, that's a really good question. Really, what cities and how many cities is up to you. Here's the big thing. Remember the rule number 1, pitfall number 1, start small. So don't start by going after 4 or 5 different cities. Pick one city that you want to go after and make sure that you're making money with that one city. So if you want to start with Raleigh, you start with Raleigh and you have your campaign called Raleigh. And then underneath Raleigh, you have an ad group called carpet cleaning. I assume you do carpet cleaning, tile cleaning? Right. So have one ad group called carpet cleaning, another ad group called tile cleaning. Just make sure that in that campaign, let's go back to all campaigns and campaigns here. This one's for Pensacola, so same type of thing. In my settings for Pensacola and your settings for Raleigh, just make sure that over here in locations, here I've got Pensacola Beach, and Perdido Key, which is still kind of considered Pensacola. I've actually thought about taking that part out. But here you would just pick in the locations just Raleigh. You would actually just go in and type in Raleigh right here. And then this is going to show up, and you're going to click Add. I'm not going to add it because I don't want to target Raleigh. But what I also might suggest to you, because this is such a bigger area, you might not want to start with Raleigh. You might want to start with a smaller city, but not a county. I think you've already figured that out. Not a county, a city, but maybe a smaller city because Raleigh is a beast. Maybe not one of the suburbs of Raleigh might be better.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Good. Yeah, do it that way. And then like I said, you can go in and add more cities. So the big thing, your campaign is the city, your ad group is the different service, and then build as many campaigns, which a campaign equals the city, build as many campaigns as you want to build.
All right.
Great. All right, well, thanks. I'm going to go ahead and see if anybody else has got their hand raised. I don't see. Okay. Now we got some other questions here, some comments in the comment area. So let's see here. Let's see. Okay, actually just answered Saif's question. And Roger is mentioning, doing a great job. I'm doing exactly this type of stuff, but making it area specific is so much better. Thank you for that. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. You could be doing all of this stuff except for one of these little things, and that alone could cost you $100 or $200 a month. I'm not talking about like out of the year. I mean, especially if you're at a big city, I see guys waste $500 a month in big cities. Okay. So smaller cities, you might only waste, $50 or, a little bit less, $100. But in big cities, you can lose your shirt. But, and the thing here's the other big thing, guys. Your competitors are probably doing this stuff wrong. Okay. I see these type of campaigns that are set up sometimes, now not all the time, and, but sometimes that were set up by quote Google AdWords professionals, sometimes even the Google AdWords people, right? Or a certified Google AdWords whoever. And I've seen this kind of stuff jacked up from those people too. So you really need to educate yourself about doing this. It can waste you a lot of money. Giles is mentioning we're in a small town. Should you focus on bigger cities close by? Not necessarily. I love to go after the small towns. Here's the thing. In the smaller towns, you're not going to get anywhere near the amount of clicks. Why? You don't have anywhere near the amount of people searching, right? But in the bigger cities, you're going to have more people searching. So start with a small town, figure that out, figure out how to get it done, and then go up to the big cities and spend more money there. Bingo. Thomas is mentioning I'm in a mid-sized city, but service other cities around that are fairly close. I want to target at least 2 that have higher end neighborhoods when I run different ads using the city that I want to target. Absolutely. So if you want to target Raleigh, you're going to target a campaign for Raleigh, ad group for carpet cleaning, tile cleaning, area rug cleaning, whatever. And then you're going to have an ad that talks about carpet cleaning Raleigh. And the tile cleaning ad group is going to have tile cleaning Raleigh. The rug cleaning ad group is going to have rug cleaning Raleigh, and etc. Some other information in there about that. So let's see here. And then Cypron is mentioning, can we target a specific zip code? Absolutely. In fact, the campaign that I showed you guys, let's see, not this one, but the other campaign for Olive Road, that one, when I first set it up, it was just targeting a geographical area around Olive Road to a certain circular area. But right now it's actually targeting the entire zip code. So, and then I think I'm going to start to roll that out maybe as soon as we get slow enough to handle more business in my own cleaning company. So you absolutely can. It's underneath that geographical settings area. So let's see here. I want you guys, I'm going to be giving away these 2 prizes. And I want, let's see here, okay, Trey is still in here. Trey, if you can, I don't know if you can see I don't know that you logged in under the moderator code or not. I think I'd given you one. But we're going to, if you can help me pick out who we're going to give these prizes to. Basically, what I want to hear from you guys, again, we've had a few horror stories from Fidry and from who else really, but I want to hear some more, or maybe we should just randomly pick 2 guys that are here on the webinar. That might be a good fit. So why don't we do this? I've got everybody mentioned here that's on this list. So let's see here. Why don't we go to, okay, so winner number 1, and we got a couple other guys raising their hand again, is Rodney Mazzarella. So Rodney, you have won a free tuition to the Instant Traffic for Cleaners course. And basically I will email you all of the login, but I did want to tell you guys a little bit about this as well. We've got a brand new course. I've been known over the years for doing internet marketing courses, and I've done a couple of different AdWords courses. I've gotten pretty good at explaining this to guys and helping them through videos, through different handouts, but we actually have a course right now that Rodney, and we're going to give away 1 more in just a moment. If, by the way, you happen to have already bought the course, you will get, in addition to the course, I'll also give you another prize worth $500. If you happen to have bought the course and before I actually announce that you won it, you can't get the course after. But if you get the course before I actually announce that you won it, you'll actually get a $500 prize in addition. But through this course, we've got a walkthrough of several different videos that walk you through specifically how to set up AdWords, how to set up your campaign, how to write Google AdWords ads. Because the other thing, this is the thing we didn't really have time to really talk about. Big thing is what do you say in the ad? You know, I showed you guys a couple, but really that is almost as important as really how to target the ad. Really, analyzing your AdWords campaigns, how to figure out whether it's making you money or not, reviewing other AdWords campaigns. We show you some reviews of the different campaigns maybe that I've looked at in here, or a couple of them, as well, making sure your account's set up properly and helping you, give you some tips on making your website sell. As well, a complete manual on really setting up step by step, because some people learn better by videos, some people learn better by handouts. So a complete handout on setting up Google AdWords, a complete guide on writing Google AdWords ads, and in this particular guide, tips on what to do to get the ad set, but also two, tips on specifically on ads that we've done that have been super profitable for us, and you actually get dozens of those ads that you can plug into and play from right there. As well, we also give you a keyword list, that list that I just showed you guys before of just hundreds of different keywords that I found and refined over the years. You get that list where all you got to do when you set up your AdWords is go like this and copy it and paste it into your AdWords campaign. So you'll have that as well. But this entire training course, past webinar replays, also to an outline, kind of a mind map of using Google AdWords so that you guys can get the gist of what's done here. We're also going to be having some Q&A webinars coming up. Next Thursday we're having one for the group, and also another one a couple weeks after that, probably a few more after that. But all of this right now, we've actually got the price is about to go up once 20 people have signed up. But through Truck Mount Forums right here, you get all of this. I'm going to give you the link for this in just a moment for $147. Now, honest to God, guys, if you're going to be doing Google AdWords, the money of spending on $147 on this, for a lot of you, can save you that within a couple of months. No joke. And in some ways, you guys might be thinking, well, that's kind of an inflated number. You should see some of the AdWords campaigns that I look in. And I think I might have even looked at some of you guys' campaigns that are here in the webinar. So I apologize. And again, not to ridicule or poke fun at anybody for that. But at the same time, I just hate to see guys waste money on this type of stuff. So if you're going to be using Google AdWords, this is money well spent. Now, there's two ways that you can actually get in on the course. One, you can just buy the course in and of itself, and I gave you the link for both of those. Or if you're part of my ad coaching club, which there's a link right here, you can, which is a monthly coaching program, you'll actually get access to that course for as long as you're a member of the ad coaching club. But not only the course, you're also going to get access to several hundreds of different postcard templates, EDDM templates, brochures, templates for those. We'll also, even for a lot of those things, do the graphic design for you and get you printing, or brokers for some really big printers, because we print for over 100 different cleaning companies all over the US and Canada. So we can actually get you a huge discount on printing when we do these for you. Like the 4x6-inch postcards, we can get those printed for you as little as like $44 for 1,000 of them. But there's a price list, a current price list, and some of that about halfway down. I can't remember exactly where it's at, but it's over here if you're interested in some of the price lists. But you'd be hard pressed to find printing for less money than what this is going to be. But basically right now we've got some special offers and some special bonuses for Truck Mount Forums members if you sign up for the coaching club as well. It is a monthly program. It's $137. There's no commitment. If you sign up for 2 months, decide it's not for you, sign up for a month and decide it's not for you, that's fine. But as long as you're a member, you actually get access to the AdWords course. So keep that in mind. But if you don't want to do a monthly anything, you can just get the course for $147. And if you get in and you learn some of it and you just figure out that this isn't really what I need, this isn't really making me money for the AdWords course, I'll give you your money back, no questions asked, for the AdWords course, no big deal at all. So again, if you're doing AdWords, it's well worth the $147 for what you can learn. Even just a list of keywords is well worth, all the time that I've spent compiling these keywords and figuring this out, and some of these little tricks for the different ads and how to set some of that. Well worth the $147 for that. You could lose $147 in a week, maybe even in a couple of days if you're doing a lot of Google AdWords. So there we go for that. Now, what I want to do is go ahead and give away one more free course. The other winner was Rodney, and I don't know, he hasn't messaged me or anything, but Rodney, you can send me an email at john@hitmanadvertising.com, or send Trey an email and we'll actually get you information on getting set up with that. So we've got a couple other guys with their hands raised, so let me see here. I'm going to unmute Safe and see if he's got a microphone hooked up yet. He may think he'd mentioned something before, but he didn't have a microphone hooked up. So I don't hear anything, so I'm going to mute him back. But also, Fedrai, so let me unmute you. Hey. Okay, I think we just have a lot of accidental raising of the hand. So what I want you guys to do right now, I got one more free to give away. And again, if you've already bought the course and you happen to win, you're going to get a prize worth $500, right? Not just $147, but $500. The other thing, too, about these is the price for the course is about to go up to $247 as soon as 20 people and or if 20 people haven't signed up by the beginning of next week, whichever comes first, the price is going to go up on this. Also, too, for the Ad Coaching Club, some of the special bonuses that we've got mentioned here are going to come down. Obviously, the holiday postcards are going to be coming down soon, but even more so, the cleaning brochures more than likely are going to be coming down. You won't get that. You'll get, as part of the coaching club, you'll still get some of the other postcards or some of the other stuff, but you won't get as many of these bonuses that are mentioned here in particular. Some of the other really neat bonuses that we've got going on right now, too, in the ad club are we have a reminder and referral postcard package, little 4x6-inch postcards for reminding your clients, right? This is really huge too. We mentioned the cleaning brochure package and the newsletter and postcard package that we've got for dozens and dozens of templates with getting referrals from your clients, getting connection back with your clients, but as well, a lot of EDDMs. There's dozens and dozens of different EDDMs for targeting new prospects, not just for your current clients. So what other horror stories have you guys got? I think that might be the other better way. We've got a couple people mentioned, but what other things have you guys done to just lose money? I mean, let me know of anything and you might win. It's kind of like, I feel like I'm on that Saturday Night Live skit with Alex, what is his last name, Trebek, and who else is on there? Will Ferrell, and they're going, I need an answer from anybody. What? Just give me something. Talk to me about something. Anything will do about Google AdWords, and you can actually be entered in to win one of the AdWords courses. So let's see here. Bruno's mentioning I spend about $1,000 to $2,000 a month. I guess that's a month, and I must be doing something wrong. Well, here's the other big question, Bruno. What city are you targeting? Big cities? I mean, if you want to, tell me your city name, and I'll tell you if that's even reasonable. But two, are they big? If you don't want to say specifically, what city? What size city? Big cities, tiny cities, Cape Cod, Maine. Okay. Basically, I don't know that Cape Cod's all that big, or Massachusetts, I'm sorry. I knew that, but I'm sorry about that. I feel, yeah. But yet, how many people live in Cape Cod? What is the population? And here's the other big thing. Do you know for a fact that you're making at least $3,000 in business when you spend $1,000? If you spend $2,000, are you making at least $6,000 in business, right? That's the huge thing. And to me, that, that's the critical part of that. I mean, so are you making a profit? $215 in business and you're spending $1,000? That's huge. That's big. Okay. Fedre is mentioning that I've tried Money Saver magazine and spent about $1,800 and gave me one customer. Okay. That's not good. That's not good. Basically, you learn from there. You learn and you move on. The biggest thing too that I see a lot of guys do is they spend money on something like Money Saver strictly because a salesman called them and tried to sell them something. Never get advertising based on that. Oh, I'm sorry, 215,000 people. Okay. Again, the bigger question is if you're already spending that and you've already had that set in motion, did you make at least, if you spend $1,000, did you make at least $3,000 in cleaning business? $2,000, did you make at least $6,000 in cleaning business? If you did, then the campaign was somewhat successful. If you didn't, then the campaign was not good. If you spent $1,000 and you made $1,000 in cleaning business, I would consider that kind of really bad, actually. More than 3 to 1. Okay. So then you're doing something right. If you spend $1,000 and you get 3 or 4 or 5 plus $1,000 in business, you're doing something right. But really specifically make sure that it's not just business coming in from Google, but from Google AdWords. Exactly. So let's see. Roger's mentioning I'm spending $350 a month on Google, and it brings $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Perfect. That sounds like you've got a pretty good refined campaign going on, and that's excellent. That's the kind of stuff that I like to hear about. Perfect. And Federa's mentioning I'm getting about 4 to 5 new customers a week through Kijiji, free ads. Yeah, and those can be fine. The thing about that I worry about things like that, and it depends on your city, but you could have an issue with your really marketing to people that are only wanting to hire a lower priced cleaning company. Not always. It depends on the city. I mean, you might be in an area where the cleaning companies are hard to find. If that's the case, then sure, more power to you. I still might recommend that you do a small, low dollar Google AdWords campaign. But yeah, exactly. So, let's see here. I don't know. I'll give you guys a few more. I don't know exactly what we're going to do here to give away this other prize. We did have, let's see. Trey, are you there? I know you're here on the line. I'm not sure if you mentioned that you had a lot going on, so I'm not sure if you're actually actively listening. But if you are, and if you wanted to give any feedback on who should win, or let's see, what other way could we actually give this prize away? Maybe I could do another random location of who's going to win the prize. That might be a good way to do this. Oh, you're here. Okay. You got any suggestions for who we can, or have you looked over or heard about any of the stories, or any of the guys that have mentioned on Facebook some of their horror stories about who you think should win? Roger's mentioning the course is worth it. I would highly recommend that you buy it. Good. Well, thank you, Roger. I sure appreciate that. And John, you are spot on the money. Thank you. I sure appreciate that, Roger. He's seen a lot of crap out there, so he knows what he's talking about. Well, good. Thank you, Roger. I definitely appreciate that. Okay. Yeah. Rob's mentioning there are a few ones in the Clean Informer magazine, a few top ones in the Clean Informer magazine, but you could do a random drawing by entering in the emails. Would that be something that we could do here on the webinar, or would we need to do that after? Yeah, into a random generator. Yeah, that's what I had over here. Not like one of these, but a different random generator. He can do it after. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a random generation of somebody that is going to get the Feather free course. We're going to go ahead and give that out. And Rob's going to send that out and let that person know who won for that part later on. So that sounds good. Perfect. Okay, that sounds good. So he'll go ahead and give that out then. So, all right. Well, then let me go ahead and give you guys the link. And again, if you happen to be the one that wins, we're going to give you not only, you're if you paid for the course first and you win, you're going to actually get a prize worth $500 that you're really going to like. That's going to do quite a bit for your cleaning business. Basically, what I think I'm going to do actually is go ahead, and if you are one of the ones that happens to win, I'm going to give you 6 months free in the ad coaching club. Okay, and I hardly ever, if ever, have even given that much time away in the ad coaching club. But if you're one of the ones that actually buy either sign up for the coaching club or buy the AdWords course, the instant traffic course, and you happen to win the free package, don't fret, because you're actually going to get an even bigger prize. 6 months free in the ad coaching club. That's actually a almost $800 value. So it's way over $500. So there you go. Let me give you guys the link one more time to this. And these bonuses that we've got on here are only going to be up for at least another few more days. So if you're wanting to get some help with your advertising, if you really want to jump into Google AdWords, I highly recommend it, guys. It's, really something that can save you a lot of money and make your advertising a lot more profitable. So, do we have any other questions? All right. Well, I don't see anything else rolling in. So, Rob's going to let everybody know, or let you guys know who the winner is. Probably tomorrow, I would think. Tomorrow? Yeah, perfect. So look out for that. And again, You've got the link. If you have any questions too individually, you can email me at john@hitmanadvertising.com, or my office number, you can speak with my assistant Teresa, 850-474-1110. Also too, you can connect with me on Facebook. You can message me on Facebook at any time. Sometimes I don't always get those right away, but I get them about as often as an email, so you can do that as well. A lot of guys contact me on Facebook lately. So, all right, guys, well, great. This has been a lot of fun, and hope to do something like this on another training subject with you guys soon. So, great. Well, thank you, guys. I can sleep or speak with Teresa. Right. You can call and speak with Teresa. 850-474-1110. Well, thank you guys. It's been a blast. Have a great rest of the night, and we'll talk with y'all soon. Bye-bye.